Hi, my name's Emily. I live in Beaver County, and this is Miss Maisy. She is my mini golden doodle. She's about 1.5 years old, and she is my best friend. She's the light of my life. I am a nurse. I work for UPMC in Pittsburgh, and I started a little bit before the start of the pandemic, and things have been hard for everybody and hard for us as well. So having my Miss Maisy has been making the world a difference. So this is my first dog that I've ever had. I grew up with dogs, but never actually knew how to train one myself. So I had the kind of basics down with her, but as time progressed, I could tell as she was aging and getting into like her teen years, she just had some really bad manners, like would do some like counter surfing, and she was nonstop jumping at anybody that came in the door, and her separation anxiety was really bad, like anytime I left the house. So I was looking on Google the one day, and Suburban K9 had come across, and I was like, oh, they had really good reviews, and I saw that they did at-home visits, which was really comfortable for me, especially during the pandemic. I didn't have to go anywhere and feel like I had to kind of put myself and my family at risk for anything. So I looked into it, and I was like, you know what, I think this is going to work the best for my lifestyle and me and my dog, to try to see if I could kind of better her manners. She was never a bad dog. It was just perfecting those like little nitty-gritty details, because I want to be able to take her a bunch of different places and have her with my friends and her be like the best behaved dog. So Suburban K9 has really helped me to kind of, you know, get her in tip-top shape. So I was always afraid as far as like getting a trainer, and then things weren't going as well, or I was in kind of deep with that person, like especially putting down deposits and money and things like that, and they didn't have the same style as me, and I felt like my dog was negatively impacted by that. So the one thing that was nice, like I said, about Suburban K9 is everything is laid out for you. There's no kind of mystery on like, what are we going to be doing next? What's going to happen next week or next month? Or everything is laid out for you. And as far as the Gives Back program as well, being a nurse, like during the pandemic, obviously, like I said before, everyone's lives are stressful right now, but especially in nursing, I've had a great deal of just kind of a shift in my life as far as like stress and trying to handle my loans, my car payments, and getting a new dog. Like I've always wanted a dog of my own, but then trying to manage all of those things during a pandemic and train my dog successfully was just very, very difficult. So that's why I decided to apply for the Gives Back program, which has exceedingly benefited me and my dog. So life before the training, obviously I love my dog, and to me, like in my eyes sometimes it's like, oh, she could do no wrong, but I would have friends over, and she was constantly jumping, and I have a lot of friends that are not exactly dog people, they're more cat people, which is totally fine. But I was getting a little embarrassed with that, because I was like, she doesn't need to be jumping all over them. She can greet them, say hi, and be a well-behaved dog. The other thing, when we would have our family over and my dog is counter surfing, I find that extremely inappropriate and really rude and just not especially when we have like a whole spread out on the counter, then it doesn't look good like on her part. And the other thing, when I would try to go out, even just to dinner and be gone for like 2 hours at a time, her separation anxiety was just excessive. She would bark non-stop. Even if somebody was here watching her, she would scratch at the door, she would pace. Sometimes she would have some intermittent accidents because she was like, I just didn't know how to handle being away from me. So she doesn't bring me stress, but those situations definitely I would describe are very stressful. My first lesson, I really honestly didn't know what to expect. Suburban K9 laid everything out, but you know, everything kind of on paper when they send the emails and kind of confirmation calls. I wasn't sure what to expect, like the in-person thing. So my first lesson was with Lexi, and whenever she got here, she was extremely informative. She made me feel so like at home. The second she walked in, I felt like I just knew her for years with her personality and everything. Super intelligent, basically laid out everything that we were going to be doing for that very first session and for that very first day, and kind of like even did a generic oversight of kind of what are we going to be doing for the next few months if you decide to continue. So the first lesson I felt like went really well. It eased some of my anxiety because I never wanted anybody to think that my dog was a bad dog. It was just correcting some of those manners and things like that. So the first lesson I thought went really well. It was nice because everything was transparent, everything was laid out for me, and everything was super informative. So we actually, before I found Suburban K9, it was around her 4 or 5 months, I think. I did find a little group class for puppies, puppies in quotes. So I'd taken her, and the class was all tailored for like manners in regards to treats. I don't know the technical term as far as that, but so all of her commands were treat based. And my dog has always had kind of issues just being very picky and kind of finding food that she likes. Every single class, it was an hour long, it was a few days a week, probably 15 minutes in, she was over the treats. Over it, and then I couldn't get her back into what we were doing because I was like, oh, like I wasn't really sure. And the other thing that was kind of laid out in my very first session with Suburban K9 is I also felt like that group class that I had taken didn't have the same kind of authoritative style that I kind of wanted to take over to be with my dog. Like, my dog is my best friend, but I also want her to refer to me as like, okay, she's the authority figure. It's not what I want to do, it's what she wants to do. And I felt like that class was very like, your dog's your best friend, your dog's your buddy, like, and I couldn't even get any like thing from it except for like sit and give me paw. That was pretty much essentially it, but yeah. So much better, my gosh, it's great. So like whenever I go out to dinner now, she's comfortable in her crate and I can actually leave for a few hours, like enjoy myself, but not feel like I'm leaving her at home and just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go do my own thing, but like know that she's in a safe environment, she's comfortable with her bed, and just comfortable with being in the crate. And I was taught the skills from Suburban K9 to get her to that place. So it's really nice now because I have friends over, my friends want to be around her. I'll go over to my friends' houses. They're like, can you bring Maisy? And to me, I think that's like the greatest compliment any dog owner could have, because they're like, they want your dog there. So I have two things. So favorite part was just seeing her produce what I was assisted in with the tools to get her there, but like actually seeing her follow through and seeing her improve, and seeing like a few weeks ago, oh, she was like this, but now look at her now. Like, she doesn't jump, she doesn't bark, she like unnecessarily, she sleeps in her crate, like all the good things. And then my second favorite thing is Lexi. I couldn't have had a better trainer, honestly. The relationship that we have, like, it's just been absolutely amazing. Like, she is super caring, super intuitive to me and my dog, and constantly was checking up on us. And I don't know if I would have continued any other program if I didn't have a trainer like Lexi. So, yeah. $1,000%. I think it has greatly impacted me and my dog, and even not only, like, I live with my family, like my family as well, and I just feel like I've now reached a new level of understanding and kind of like friendship with my dog, that we're more on like, I understand why you're acting the way that you are, and kind of like benefited from that and all the training that she has. And not only does the Give Backs program benefit people like me who are like nurses, but like anyone could benefit from this, and I definitely think they should continue to do it because it's a great opportunity.